Dibre haYamim bet, 2 Chronicles Chapter 10. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel had gone to Shechem to set him up to reign. And it came to be, when Jeroboam, son of Nebat, heard it, he was in Mitzrayim, where he had fled from the presence of Shlomo the sovereign, that Jeroboam returned from Mitzrayim. So they sent for him and called him, and Jeroboam and all Israel came and spoke to Rehoboam, saying, Your father made our yoke hard, and now lighten the hard service of your father and his heavy yoke which he put on us, then we shall serve you. And he said to them, Come back to me after 3 days. And the people went. Then sovereign Rehoboam consulted the elders who stood before his father Shlomo while he still lived, saying, What do you advise me to answer these people? And they spoke to him, saying, If you are good to these people, and shall please them, and speak good words to them, they shall be your servants all the days. But he ignored the advice the elders gave him, and consulted the young men who had grown up with him, who stood before him. And he said to them, What advice do you give? How should we answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, Lighten the yoke which your father put on us? And the young men who had grown up with him spoke to him, saying, Say this to the people who have spoken to you, saying, Your father made our yoke heavy, but you make it lighter on us. Say this to them, My little finger is thicker than my father's waist. And now my father put a heavy yoke on you, but I add to your yoke. My father chastised you with whips, but I with scourges. So Jeroboam and the people came to Rehoboam on the 3rd day, as the sovereign commanded, saying, Come back to me the 3rd day. And the sovereign answered them harshly. Thus sovereign Rehoboam ignored the advice of the elders, and spoke to them according to the advice of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, but I add to it. My father chastised you with whips, but I with scourges. So the sovereign did not listen to the people, for the turn of events was from Elohim, in order for Yah to establish his word, which he had spoken by the hand of Ahiyahu, the Shilonite, to Jeroboam, son of Nebat. And when all Israel saw that the sovereign did not listen to them, the people answered the sovereign, saying, What portion have we in David? And we have no inheritance in the son of Yishai. Every man to your mighty ones, O Yisrael. Now see to your own horse, O David. So all Yisrael went to their tents. But as for the children of Yisrael who dwelt in the cities of Yehudah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then sovereign Rehoboam sent Hadoram, who was over the compulsory labor, and the children of Israel stoned him with stones, and he died. And sovereign Rehoboam hastily mounted his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. Thus Israel revolted against the house of David to this day.